Hi, and welcome to CTV. And this week, on the Wisdom Chambers Youth Review, we're going to be having a whole new heap of segments. Now, what happened was, because the music just got turned off, what happens was we had a production meeting and we've got a whole new bunch of segments, and one of them is going to be a segment about aerobics and nutrition, and it's going to be about your health, about your fitness, and it's going to be hosted by Josh, the new guy. And he's pretty good looking, so you guys watch out for that. And we're also going to be having Sexpression this week, and Emily's back, so everyone, you can sit back in your seats and sigh with relief because Emily's going to be hosting Sexpression with us. And we all know you're waiting for the skate show and the Elliot Smack Bottom show, but you can't have it this week. But next week we will be having it because it's been changed weeks, and Sexpression will be taking over for the Elliot Smack Bottom show and the skate show. And this week, of course, we're going to be having our favourite film forum. Of course, that's always my favourite of the show. Possibly we might be having Take 5, which is about music and entertainment, theatre, all that sort of jazz. And we're going to be having Youth in Focus, and I'll be interviewing Janet and Jenny, and well, you'll find out exactly what I'm going to be interviewing them about. And mentioning the production meeting, we were going to have a different person from the crew come up with me and do an intro every week. Of course, we're not going to be doing it this week, as you can see I'm all alone. But next week, starting from next week, we're going to be doing that. Different member of the crew coming up each different week. So you'll be getting to meet the people that are bringing CTV to you live. And of course, as we always do, we have stacks of tapes that are heaps cool. We're going to have your sex, you know, you just saw the Queen's tape. Of course, everything's heaps cool, and we're going to be having an excellent show. And we all know that we promised you Mr. Chambers, but what happened was he was on a plane with 2 other people, and they were flying over the Bermuda Triangles, and what happens was it was a Qantas 747 and kind of fell apart. They landed down the Bermuda Triangles and they didn't have any food, so they ended up eating Mr. Chambers. But he will be resurrected next week, and he will be coming to you next week live, so don't you guys worry, you will be seeing him, and on my word, you will be seeing him next week, I hope. So we hope you enjoy CTV, and we hope you'll be staying with us for the Wisdom Chambers Youth Review, and I'll be hosting you throughout the show, and I hope you enjoy it.
Jump.
Sydney's University of Technology is spread out through 4 campuses: Balmain, Ku-ring-gai, Gore Hill and Broadway. Jumbana, the Aboriginal Education Centre, is located here at the Broadway campus and is available to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. 9 faculties offer a wide variety of courses, ranging from business, design, to the social sciences, education, law, nursing, and many more. Did you know that there are over 170 Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders enrolled here at UTS? Let's go to Jumbana and meet some of them.
Hi, I'm Tracy Williams and I'm here in the Jumbana Aboriginal Education Centre at the University of Technology in Sydney. I'm a first-year fashion and textile design student, and when I finish my course I'm interested in doing costume design for theatre and movies.
I enrolled at UTS in 1989 through the special entry scheme with Jumbana. What I like most about my course is the theoretical background it gives me, coupled with the practical skills of journalism.
I'm the first Aboriginal woman to undertake an electrical engineering course in Australia. Any career student that's got a respectable maths pass should think about doing this course. It's a really good one and a really friendly career sort of university.
I enjoy the business course that I'm doing at the moment. What I particularly like is perhaps the principles of marketing. It just gives you a whole range of ideas about the marketing environment in Australia and what it means to be involved with the market environment. And I think it's important for blacks to get an idea of what it means to be involved, so they could interpret it and use it to their own benefits.
Before I came to university, I thought I was an average kind of person. Well, I was shocked when I discovered that I'm an interesting person. Look, that's the Opera House. Ah!
In order to appreciate where we are now in terms of the history of Jumbana, it's important to go back and just look at where we were some years ago. It's important to understand that in 1986, for instance, we only had 2 students at the university.
Jumbana was set up and initiated by Ken Canning and myself in we first started fighting for it in 1985 and officially got off on the road in 1987 with the help of Greg Etok and Norman Newland.
Well, there was no Aboriginal centre there, and I used to sort of sit around in the students' common room, hoping that I was going to meet these other Corries that were there. And that's where I finally did meet Ken and Francis, in the students' common room. And then once we got together, we used to really stick together all the time. We became a pretty powerful lobby group in the finish.
Jumbana's changed in the fact that since I've been here it didn't exist. After a 2-year battle by students, Jumbana opened its doors in 1987. The greatest change I've seen was the year after was the biggest influx of Koori students that had been to that date.
Centre provides educational or academic support, cultural support, social network support, even economic. You know, I mean, the thing is, it starts to address the specific needs that Aboriginal students at universities need.
Jumbana's helped me some of my subjects I needed tutoring in, and they've provided tutors and counselling, and just with other problems that I've had around university, like I don't look like the typical Koori because I'm not black, or I don't appear to be black, so they've helped me overcome problems that I've had from other people.
Jumbana has helped me because I grew up with non-Aboriginal people, and so it gave me a chance to interact with other people and learn more about my heritage. Also, it gave me the chance to use the facilities such as computer, laser printer and photocopying machine.
Jumbana has provided the support structure for me, and it's provided, I guess, a focal point for Kooris that are enrolled in the course. The difference in the long term that Jumbana support structure provides is it provides that community sharing, that community environment in which people feel comfortable.
I like how they've set up the Aboriginal Education Centre for Koori students, because when you're starting uni, it's not as daunting knowing that you've got somewhere to come where there's going to be other Koori students as well, and people you can make friends with and stay friends with.
How do you get to university? Well, there are 3 ways. 1, your HSC or the equivalent. 2, tertiary preparation course. Or 3, the special admission schemes offered by Jumbana. Come on.
Okay, I think that the presence and the existence of Jumbana has served to achieve a hell of a lot in terms of raising the level of awareness, both within the non-Aboriginal community, but also within the Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander community, about the very real need there is to have programs such as these to facilitate Aboriginal enrolments and participation.
My position really involves looking after students, and that starts right from the beginning where we're accessing students to uni, but also when students are here, making sure that they've got no problems and that they enjoy their life here at the university. They get through, they get to do the courses that they want to do.
As well as providing academic support, the centre also services the students in that we have students coming from 5 different campuses, being Balmain, Ku-ring-gai, Markets campus, North Shore and here at Broadway. So it gives the opportunity for students to meet each other who are studying in all different faculties, ranging from business, law, life sciences, as well as physical education.
The most important area that we are involved in is the provision of Aboriginal cultural and academic support to those students who are enrolling in courses at UTS. And of course, without the students, the centre doesn't exist.
I see the future of Jumbana as basically a seed that's going to grow, and it's going to encourage a lot more students who are coming straight from high school, or even indeed, people from the community who want to further their education. It's going to provide the base for for future growth.
If there was 2 things that I'd be able to sort of let people know how to survive the university system, get through the way that I had, is 1, I would say to them, never shut up. Never let anyone silence you. You don't have to keep quiet just because you think you might be wrong. Just keep going, And secondly, use the network system that exists there by support, the support that you have by other Aboriginal students there. And that's what, you can do.
Jumbana provides an opportunity that you can't look past. I mean, if it wasn't for Jumbana, I wouldn't have even gotten in here. It's like, just on your merits and your attitude you can get in, and you just shouldn't just grasp it. It's an opportunity you just can't afford to miss if you want a career.
I would say to potential career Murray students to believe in themselves, be confident, have a positive attitude, and remember that education means success.
When I came here to UTS, I came here to learn. And the funny thing is, I discovered that we're also teaching here because we're bringing in our experiences to the classroom. And we're exchanging social values. Where you find ignorance, now you're finding knowledge, and where you find knowledge, that's where you find tolerance and respect. It's really good. It's a good interchange of knowledge, and it's good for the Aboriginal community, and it's good for the white community.
So, if you want to come to the University of Technology and you want more information, phone the guys at Jumbana. They'd be more than happy to speak to you on 330-1901. You can also write to Jumbana, care of the University of Technology, P.O. Box 123, Broadway, 2007. Or you could drop in for a chat. I'll see you there. Bye.
Cut!
Great.
Nema kaya kaya ne. welcome to Sexpression. Today we'll be talking to a young lesbian about her experiences in coming out, people's attitudes, parents' attitudes, problems faced in society, and the advantages. This is Tracy. Tracy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, well, when did you first realise you were a lesbian?
Well, sort of in two stages, really. I first realised about a year ago, but I went through the denial process for about 6-8 months, and I decided fully to come out in February this year, just after Mardi Gras.
Were you currently involved with anyone at the time, like a guy or anything?
Yeah, it's really weird. I was actually currently involved with a guy, and that was the biggest hard to break up with him without telling him why I wanted to break up with him.
How did he react to it?
Well, he didn't find out that the reason why I broke up till about 2 months ago, and he hasn't talked to me since.
So, because of you said that you had a 6 to 8 month denial process. Does that mean that you were sort of really hesitant about your feelings, what am I thinking, sort of thing?
Yeah, well, because with society's attitudes, it wasn't normal. So I went through that stage.
So was that kind of the reason that you went out with the guy, to kind of quash those feelings?
Yeah, just to prove to everyone that I was normal.
So how do you feel about him now, the fact that he's, not talking to you?
Well, it's sort of, I can understand it from his point of view, because it was sort of really, I don't know, it was just really weird for him.
I guess it would be kind of confronting.
Yeah, it was. Because he went through a stage where he wanted to marry me. So it was a very hard time for him.
Yeah. Gemma, you can ask the next question.
Thank you. Okay, so you basically felt hesitant. How did you feel when you first came out? Did you come out to a particular first person? Was there someone you were thinking
Yeah, I first came out to my counsellor because we had talked about it before I went to this denial stage. And once I come out, I felt a great sense of relief, that I was finally happy.
It would be a great sense of relief, because if you denied yourself for so long and quashed his feelings for a year, was it?
Yeah, 8 to 9, yeah.
It would just be such relief, finally letting yourself be what you
are. It's sort of like letting yourself be what you want to be and not having to putting in a fake image.
Do you have any idea how it came about or anything, or just?
Well, it's really weird actually. I was at Tech. I went and studied at Tech last year, and I sort of kept having these thoughts about this woman I'm studying with. She actually was my first girlfriend, so it was a very ironic period. So yeah.
So you told your counsellor, but I guess you can't really say that really counts because you talked about it before. What about the first person you told, a friend or someone? How did they react?
Ironically, the first person I told was one of my Christian friends. And expecting from their Christian views that I thought I could really bad negative vibe from them. They thought it was fine, really good, really accepting of me.
How did, besides, this is just going back to the question we had before, besides feeling hesitant, how did you actually feel about being a lesbian? Was angry at yourself, disgusted, guilt or anything?
Yeah, well, I've been brought up in a society where it's not allowed, so I felt really angry with myself that, and I felt not normal.
Yeah.
Because it's not, people say it's not normal for this to happen, so yeah.
So when you say you were brought up so that it was not normal, is that in a parent sort of sense?
Yeah, well, see, my dad was in the Navy, so it's sort of that naval view that gays aren't accepted, not allowed to have, they're not allowed in society.
So you were sort of always told, this is not right, this is...
Yeah.
When you were growing up, did you have any idea that you would be a lesbian in the future? Were you attracted to guys, or was there any kind of indications when you were younger that...
No.
So you were attracted to men and stuff when you were younger?
Well, I wasn't really, but yeah.
But as if you are.
No, I mean...
Let's have an argument debate here.
So, I was going to say something. I forgot. I'll go on to the next question. I might remember it later. Did you or have you told your parents?
I told my father, ironically, because I got a lot closer relationship with my father than I had with my mother. So, it was sort of, my father only just talked to me today again, after not talking to me for 2 weeks.
How do you feel about that?
I half expected it actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So was that a really hard decision, sort of thinking, have I got to tell my parents? Or?
Yeah, it was because of my father's reaction I would get.
And I don't know, it's just really weird.
But I mean, before it was sort of, because I would have been like, what the hell am I going to say? You know?
Yeah, well, I had.
Because I mean, had it sort of built up like they were having suspicions, or was it like smack bang? You know?
Well, no, they weren't having suspicions, but because I'm openly gay now, and like I walk down hand in hand with my girlfriend down the street, it's better my father finding out from me than finding out through another way of me walking down the street.
Are you planning to tell your mum about it?
No, not for a while. So I'll let her find her own way.
Do you find that a lot of people have negative reactions towards lesbians?
Yeah, but I basically think that is because of the media and the portrayal we've been put on. Like, it's always this negative stuff, so people are just sort of feed into that. They don't really want to get to know.
So have you got a lot of, like, you know, can't think of a word that's not rude. Have you got a lot of negative comments directed in your direction because of it?
Only from one so-called friend of mine. The rest have been really good because a lot of people I already knew were gay themselves.
But I mean, from people on the street and things like that, like, do you get bagged about it if you're on the street?
Yeah, we just sort of laugh it off. At first I got really paranoid about it, but now I just laugh it off.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And have there been, what are the advantages and the disadvantages about being a lesbian?
I think the biggest advantage is that you can be yourself. You don't have to pretend anymore.
That's for you personally? Yeah.
That's for me personally. I don't have to pretend that I'm not someone who I'm not.
But what are like the advantages in being a lesbian over a straight person, kind of, not in a personal view, I mean, in a personal way, just the overall advantages?
I don't know, I really don't know.
And what are the disadvantages?
Disadvantages is you get bagged out a lot, you get discriminated against a lot. Yeah, you basically get discriminated a whole heap.
Have you got a whole lot of discrimination in like jobs or finding a house or anything because you're a lesbian?
No, well see, I'm actually studying, so, and the group of people I'm studying with now, half of us are gay anyway, so it's sort of really good, but housing, no. Because I sort of moved and had myself settled before I actually came out.
That sounds really good, the way you're really open about it and happy with it. Think of any other questions?
And so what would you say that people's general sort of attitude towards lesbians in just society today are? Do you think that they're, because I sort of find because that a lot of people are sort of like not scared, not intimidated, but sort of like, I don't know what to think. You know, do you find that?
Yeah, well, a lot of people just don't have it. It's basically a lack of understanding. Like, I actually had a really weird comment this week from a female friend of mine who's straight. She said, I don't care, as long as it doesn't wreck our friendship, as long as you don't crack onto me. So the biggest myth is that lesbians are going to crack onto every straight woman we go past.
And there's also the problem with gay men as well.
Yeah, with gay
because men. I find that, like, talking to a lot of people think,
oh, they're okay
guys,
as long as they don't try to crack onto
they're
me.
okay as long as they don't try and crack onto you. But it's like
they have the same possibility
as if just because you've got a dick, they're gonna want to crack onto you. You know, it's like
I don't go around cracking onto every guy I see, and I'm attracted to men.
Yeah,
and it's the same thing. Guys are attracted to men, but they're not going to go around cracking onto every guy they see.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
basically.
So do you find that too?
Yeah, well, I basically tell my friends that says, look, you're not my type anyway, so that really spins them out. So I'm just basically you're not my type. So yeah.
So what if, I mean, you've gone through all this sort of process of coming out and you've learned about people's reactions. What would you say to someone who, like a young woman who was sort of starting to think, maybe I'm a lesbian?
Find someone you can trust to talk to. There is a young lesbian support group where you can come, even if you're not gay, I'm not a young lesbian, you can come and talk, and just sort of, it's a really good support network. So yeah.
So you'd say if someone feels they're a lesbian and been denying it, the best thing is just to
talk to somebody.
And
they don't have to make a decision straight away. They can talk to someone about their feelings.
Yep.
So have you got a number for that place?
Yeah, there's a 2010 youth refuge with there's for gay. It's actually a refuge for young lesbians and gay men, and that number is 6600539.
Repeat, 660. What was it?
0539. And there's always someone there to talk to. And if they're not there, there's numbers in the phone book as well. And also with our diary last year, there was numbers in that as well.
Fact and fantasy
file diary.
Yeah. So, did you sort of call any of those, like call the gay and lesbian hotline or anything like that? Did you use those sort of services to your advantage, or you were still going through the denial period?
When I was going through the denial period, I actually talked to my counsellor because it's someone I know.
Yeah.
But now I'm actually involved with the Young Lesbian Support Group. We have weekly meetings every Saturday.
So what does that group sort of involve? Like just talking to each other, social stuff?
Well, we have socialising. We also have we basically do workshops about coming out, self-esteem, and relationships and stuff like that. So, and we also go out for coffee afterwards. So it's sort of, you have that group, then you have a socialising time afterwards.
Yeah. So that's. Would you say that that's sort of really broadened?
It's
like made you. It's so hard to put into words. Made you feel proud, like feel really like genuinely happy about it, just going to the group, Yeah,
I'm not just going to the group. It has made me feel a lot happy within myself, but it's also meeting other young lesbians and just finding that sense of you're wanted somewhere.
Yeah.
Whereas in the outside community, in the HEP community, you're just not wanted. Whereas in...
And also make you feel, you're not a complete...
You're not isolated.
There are other people like you.
Yeah. You're not the only one. So, yeah.
Yeah, so just mainly being around people who know what you're going through is really comforting in a way. Well, thank God for that. What? For the Young Lesbians group. Oh. And what's the number again?
6600539. Just a punt for young gay males if there is a young gay group too for boys, but I'm not sure of their number, but you could always ring the number I have given you and they can give you that advice.
Yeah, and there's also the self-esteem?
Yeah, there's Safe and Self-Esteem Project. I think that's what it's called. So, yeah.
So also if you're gay male, I know that there's something that's they have like camps and things like that where you can meet other gay men and...
Yeah, well, the group they meet is actually a social group.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, do you think, would that kind of revolve around the same stuff as the Young Lesbians group?
Well, I wouldn't know, I haven't been.
No, but...
I don't know much about the young gay group.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah.
So I haven't clicked into them yet. Yeah.
Well, obviously not.
I'm a bit worried if I did, actually.
Yeah.
One more question. This might be a bit juicy, but how was your first lesbian experience? I'm not saying describe it for us or anything.
Oh, what?
But was it confronting? Was it strange? Was it
therapeutic? Was it?
Do I have to answer this?
No, you don't have to answer it. But...
I'd rather pass on that one.
Okay. I wasn't asking for details. Okay, well, on that note, we'd like to thank you for coming in.
Thanks a lot.
And on to another subject. Gemma, this is her last time on Sexpression because she's leaving us to do another show called The Rock
Job.
Shut up.
The Rock what? Job. Rock Job.
No, The Rock Special, isn't it? Is it called The Rock Job?
It's called Rock Job. And it's not about rock jobs, like, because, I mean, I know that everyone's going to think, like, it must be a show about rock jobs, which would be pretty funny, I must admit. Because, like, I mean, we've all had those times where we sort of stack in front of 10,000 people, like, while you're trying to go shut up. And, like, try to crack onto someone with a mad booger hanging out of your nose or something. But it's not about that, it's about music. Yeah.
Rock. I get it.
Rock. Kind of. And so every week I'm going to be reviewing CDs and
sounds
places
pretty fast.
It is. Thanks.
No, I'm just pissed off because you're leaving me by myself.
Apparently I'm snaking her. But it's just going to deal with... I'll review some CDs, review some rock videos, show some rock videos, give a gig guide, and...
Interview anyone famous?
Yes! Actually, I might be interviewing a very well-known TV and radio personality, as well as a singer, hopefully.
But sometimes if I need help, you'll be able to come and help me out on the show, won't you?
Yeah. So now I guess we're going to a video.
Yep.
Thanks for watching Sexpression.
And it's a video about sex. STDs. Video about STDs. Well, thank you for watching Sexpression. And thank you, Tracy, for coming in. It's okay. And that's the show for tonight.
So when we get there, you ask.
Well, why should I ask?
Well, it was your idea.
Bullshit. I don't even use the bloody things.
Oh, come on, it's good for a joke.
All right.
Can I help you?
Yeah, 17 packets of condoms, please.
Is that the 3-pack or the 12-pack?
12-pack, thanks.
The more the merrier.
That'll be $68, thanks. And the glasses?
You better just make it, 3 packs then, thanks.
Yeah, look, that should be enough for tonight.
Hey! How many do you want? I don't use them. The hand's on the pill. Really?
Hey, girl. Introducing the man with everything.
Oh, yeah, but you should have one right here.
Rotten face, Julia. You should know where they go by now.
Chip. Thanks. Oh, Tara.
How you been?
Good. Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
How's Leanne?
Oh, Leanne, I haven't seen her for ages. She's up north somewhere.
All right. Drink?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
This is CME, Radio Midnight, the time 1 a.m.
Greg, I'm not on the pill, you know.
Don't worry about it. I'll pull out in time.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it'll be okay.
Wakey, wakey, lovebirds.
See yous.
Hey!
Hi, Leanne.
You're late.
Jesus, good to see you.
You look terrible.
Thanks a lot.
That's okay. I'd hate it if you changed.
So how was your holiday?
Oh, good. But I missed you.
I missed you too. Coming over tonight. Mum's at Tech today.
I bought you back a present.
What's the matter?
It's my dick. Jeez, that was painful.
Was it like pissing razor blades?
Yeah.
Any pus?
Yeah.
Oh, you've got the pox, mate.
Well, the pox? How do you know?
George had the same thing happen to him.
Are you sure?
Pull it out again, let's have a look.
Shut up. Bitch, Helen. What am I going to tell Leanne?
Look, don't worry about it. George just went down the clinic and they fixed it up for him.
What'd they do?
Chopped it off, I think.
Pops? How do you know? What am I going to tell Leanne? Hello?
Greg?
Oh, Leanne, look, can I call you back? I'm really busy at the moment.
Well, are you still coming over tonight?
No, I can't. Look, look, the cat's just shit on the floor. I have to go.
Greg? Greg?
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Goodbye. Greg, I'm afraid the tests prove you've got NSU. It's a sexually transmitted disease. Or STD.
Lousy bloody one-night stand, and I get the pox. Just my luck.
You don't have to be unlucky. Use a condom next time. I want you to give this card to the girl you slept with, okay? And tablets for 12 days. No sex or alcohol in that time. Right?
Is that all?
Oh, not quite. Have you had sex with anyone since?
No.
Well, if you have, they've got it too. And they'll have to come into the clinic.
What's this?
It says that you gave me the clap, slut.
What? But I couldn't have.
Yeah, well, the doctor reckons that most chicks don't know that they've got it. But you have. I know, because I got it from sleeping with you. So get yourself down to the bloody clinic before you give it to the whole neighbourhood.
I've got good news for you, Helen.
What?
Your results have come back and there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Nothing at all.
Oh, you're kidding.
What do you want?
I've been to that clinic you sent me to, and I'm clean.
Bullshit.
Hold on. I'm not the one who gave you the clap.
Don't give me that.
Oh, she didn't give you anything.
Yeah, well, if she didn't, who did?
The doctor said that whoever you slept with after me gave it to you.
Crap.
Give it to the right person next time.
Lamb wouldn't sleep around.
Why not?
She's my girlfriend. She doesn't have one-night stands.
Oh, you're her boyfriend and you do. Oh, so it's okay for guys to sleep around and not girls. That's bullshit.
Come on, just say you're sorry.
You lied to me to get me into bed. Then he called me a slut. Now I suppose you're going to go around and abuse Leanne for doing exactly what you did. Oh, grow up.
Hi and welcome to Youth in Focus, and this week we have I'm going to be introducing those two right now. We have Jenny Trinca.
That's right.
And we also have Janet Haswell. Janet Haswell, sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
The J's, I'm getting mixed up.
The Jenny and the Janet.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Okay, and what you're involved in are recreation centres that are open in the South Sydney region.
That's right. Yes.
And how are you directly involved?
Well, we're both with South Sydney Council. Jenny's acting youth worker and I'm recreation planner.
In the past I've worked in the recreation centres. I worked there for 2 years before going into the office to work as a youth worker. In the recreation centre I was based at Woolloomooloo Recreation Centre at down near the wharf, the old Finger Wharf, where I ran a lot of arts and crafts activities, and where we also provide a lot of sports activities as well.
So you work in the arts and craft area, and is that right?
Well, I tended to focus on that side of things because I had an interest in that avenue, and so that's what
I've got 5 recreation centres, and there are about 24 recreation supervisors, and amongst all of those there are those that are more inclined to the physical and those that are more inclined to the arts and crafts. Jenny's quite a sportswoman as well.
Yeah.
But it just depends on what your interest is.
And where there's a gap in the services, so you try and sort of create a more widespread type of service. So it's not just sport and it's not just arts and crafts.
So you kind of dabble in a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So I'm still hazy about what you do, Janet. What exactly is your job?
Well, my job, I've been with council just over a year now. The thing is that these recreation centres have been going virtually since the year dot, and they were originally brought in for street kids, newspaper boys. I think the first one was at the end of last century to keep them off the street. So they've been going a long while, it's a long tradition, and so they've grown up as children's centres and they're used by lots of children in the area, but what we're finding is a lot of people don't know about them. Actually, that's my job, to research the whole of the area and make sure that the centres and the recreation services that council is providing are providing for everyone. And it's not only for children, although they've been normally children's centres, most popularly children's centres, but we do provide for everyone, and so we're wanting to make sure that happens more and more. So it's my job specifically to look in and make sure that happens.
I think Janet's very interested in getting feedback from the community to find out what sort of activities they're interested in, to find out why they don't know about the recreation centres or why they might not be involved in the centres.
And interests, particular interests that people have. So
anyone out there who wants any activities or anything like that, they're open to suggestions?
Yeah.
Because we realise we cater for quite a diverse community, and we've got staff who can cater to most needs. It's just we need to find out exactly what the interests are.
You mentioned before that there were 5 recreation centres. Where exactly are they situated?
Okay.
So that someone could want to...
Well, as I said before, the one that I have worked in the past is the Woolloomooloo Recreation Centre. It's more commonly known as the Juanita Nelson Centre. That's based in Dowling Street, which is just off the off Cowper Street Wall. Cowper Road. I'll spit that one.
It's alright.
Then there's the South Sydney Youth Centre, which is in Riley Street in Surrey Hills.
So that's near here, in this community.
Yes, it's not that far away.
That's also known as the Boys Brigade, and that was the first one, and that was set up specifically for newspaper boys, that one.
Is that one off Phillip Street? There's this police boys, that's Phillip Street and Elizabeth Street. Is that anything like the rec centres that...
It's in a different neighbourhood, I guess. The Surrey Hills one that we're talking about is up closer to Devonshire Street.
Riley Street. It's near, there's a park in Riley Street, and it's not very far from there.
It's closer to the clothing warehouses and...
So now that we know,
that's
where
2 of them.
That's
Okay,
There's
right.
Markou.
There's 3 more.
There's the Moore Park Recreation Centre, which is on the corner of Anzac Parade and
South Darling Street. That one is actually much more physically oriented. It's got a lot of indoor sports, basketball, indoor soccer, volleyball, all of these things, as well as tennis courts exterior. It's the biggest one.
Tennis courts,
basketball courts, outdoor children's, small play area.
And they run a lot of competitions for teams, so if you have a team that's interested in playing one of those sports, it's advisable to contact them and join in the next comp.
Yep.
Is there one more left?
No, there's 2 more left.
Two more.
There's one in Erskineville, which is the Joseph Sargent Centre, and that's in Prospect Street.
Yes, which is just off Erskineville Road.
It's very near to the railway station, or off
near my high school.
Yes, near Newtown High.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And the 2 schools, there's a Catholic school, St Mary's School, and Erskineville School just right nearby to it, so all those children just naturally congregate down to the Joseph Sargent Centre. But they also have a great community atmosphere there. They have Wednesday evening community barbecues, Friday evenings they have spaghetti nights and video nights for the kids. Every second Friday night they have a teens time.
So it's very well organised, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, and it's also just a good place. It's a very friendly atmosphere to just drop in if you want a loose end.
While the kids are at school, the mothers can just drop in for a cuppa, or lots of mothers groups there. One more centre, Pine Street.
Pine Street, which tends to be a lot more art and craft orientated. That's just off Cleveland Street, and
it's going towards City Road.
Yes, it's
near the Seymour Centre.
Oh yeah, the Seymour Centre.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now that we know where they are, what sort of programs do you provide?
Right, well, they run holiday programs. They're just coming to it, drawing to an end.
So you do have extra programs in the holidays?
Yes, yeah. Mostly outings that tend to get the young people out of the area for the school holidays. They run camps, things like canoe camps, and one camp that I've participated in, which I found is one that always stays in my mind, is a lilo-ing trip which we did down the Shoalhaven River.
What's that?
Lilos are like the air beds, the air mattresses, and we spent 3 days on the river, and we'd stop one night.
Night and day, sleeping on them.
Oh, mad.
No, not really.
It was...
I thought that you float on them.
We float on the river. And then we didn't set tents up on the river. We set on the side of the river.
Still just
hard
as good.
keeping your sheep dry while you're on a lilo on the water.
Yeah, the rapids get away. But that was a lot of fun. We just hiked in down a steep gorge. Lilo down we did approximately 5 kilometres per day on the river, which is more or less just laying back and floating down and looking at the beautiful scenery.
Wow.
Every now and then we come across a fairly rough or rapid that sort of create a bit more interest. It was, you had to hold on to everything and hope for the best that you wouldn't fall off.
So they do things a little bit like rock climbing sometimes. Not these
that
things
tends
are not.
to be,
abseiling and stuff.
But camping weekends and what happens with some things cost a little bit, but generally speaking, most of the places run some fundraising events as well. I must say, down at Woolloomooloo, they've got really strong netball teams. We've got
a
one
netball club with about 7 teams in.
Yeah, and they do really well. And then also each centre has their own little teams of basketball, netball, etc., and they go and do inter-centre competition. So it's a really great way for people to follow whatever pursuit they've got, whether it's active or passive. And that doesn't mean...
Seems like such expensive pastimes. How are you funded?
Council.
So the council pays directly for your fees and everything?
Salaries, and most activities are run at minimal cost.
What about things like horse riding and abseiling?
Well, participants pay the cost involved. However, because we do things as a group, we tend to bring the prices down. There's never any travel costs or expenses involved.
And because they're group bookings, they try and get the best deal.
So you get cheaper because...
Yes, we generally do.
And there's a few things like they have had exchange visits with Walgett, so that because there are a number of Aborigines in the area and participating in the clubs, and so we sort of take trips away up to Walgett, Lightning Ridge, all around there, and exchange, and some of those people then come down here and visit. So culturally it's great.
So you're finding that there is a mix of ages and culture as well?
Yes, yeah. Quite a large group. I mean, it depends on the activity and what the interest is. I mean, some centres tend to cater more for the younger people, although that's not their focus, that's just the crowd that they draw. All ages are welcome at the centre, anything from senior citizens right down to very young.
I guess the perception that I'm finding as I'm researching it is that it's generally only been by word of mouth that people get to know about them often, and a lot of the time it's through the schools, because the kids learn about schools and gravitate there, and then a lot of the message doesn't get through to the parents that they can also go there, and so what we're about now is changing that perception as well, so it's there for everyone and more with the aged group, so that we're trying to make it a whole community for everyone to be involved in.
I found that when I went to the Erskineville Rec Centre, the Joseph Banks, whatever.
Joseph Sargent.
Yeah. Close enough. I found that there were more teenagers and younger primary school kids, and there wasn't any adults at all. Is there any way that you could help, spread word of mouth or anything like that to get more adults?
Okay, no,
so
actually, the Wednesday evening is a great way. I mean, you can get over 100 people there on those evenings for about $1.20, I think it is. You get a great... They make a great hamburger, great hamburgers.
The best hamburgers on...
Yeah, best cooks. No, we can't say that about the other rec centres, but yes, terrific meal, and it's a good community thing, so everyone is welcome, and it doesn't matter really what area you live in, you're all welcome to go to any of these centres for whatever.
And most of the barbecues are followed up with some sort of activity, whether it's games night or...
So there's a lot of activity involved in these rec centres. If someone's not interested in sports or going out and actively participating and they want to do something like chess or reading, are there any rec centres that are open or available for people that want to passively...
They're all open to that sort of activity. Most of the centres are quite big, so there's always space for that type of activity. For instance, at the Woolloomooloo Recreation Centre where I've worked, We've got quite a large craft room out the back where we provide a lot of pottery, painting, silk painting, any sort of creative pursuit that you might like to follow up. It's there and available. We have quite a lot of equipment. We have silk screening.
Wow.
The general crafts that people tend to be interested in.
Paper making, whatever.
Yeah.
Canvas painting?
Yeah.
And the thing that has to be remembered is that these recreation centres are there for the community's benefit, and so if people have a need, you know, have an interest and want to pursue it, they go along to our staff. Our staff are there to provide the services that the people want, not the other way around. So with the skills that they've all got, we're sure that there's someone there that can meet those needs.
Are there any help centres or anything like that? Like, do you provide any help, counselling?
Well, most of our staff are recreation trained, not so much youth trained. Although they're always a friendly ear for anybody that needs to talk to somebody. Yes, the staff are always there for the young people in the area.
Well, they're there for everyone, not just the young people.
The young people. If they have a need, just reach out.
Oftentimes this happens that they're unofficial, good ear or shoulder for people to cry on.
Who decides the events that happen? Like, if you want to go horse riding, who decides all these things?
It's generally requested by the young people, and it's often through feedback from the previous program as to what's popular and what people are interested in. Just generally word of mouth, ask questions.
Perhaps a word to throw in there too is that I know this is a youth program and we're focusing on that, but at the same time Woolloomooloo Centre just a few months back had a camping trip for the parents. To heck with the kids, let parents go away, so we're wanting to do much more of that as well.
Okay, so are you finding that you're helping the community, like keeping kids off the streets and things like that?
Undoubtedly.
So do you enjoy your jobs?
Definitely.
Would you trade it for anything in the world? Really, nice one goes straight. So, if anyone would like to drop in or join any recreation centre at all, how would they go about doing that?
Just drop by.
Just drop by, and if they're not sure where to go, they can contact me at South Sydney Council on 313 0431, or Janet
on 313 0389, or
Kevin. Slow down. They're trying to write this all down.
Oh,
guys.
sorry. Repeat.
Repeat. Okay, 313 0431.
Or 313 0389.
Do you want it again?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Or there's another number. Kevin Ryan is our recreation coordinator. His phone number is 313 0532, and he's also available during office hours.
But if you have the inner city news, there should be some of the past issues at least with a whole list of the recreation centres. And there's also, don't ever forget that the Victoria Park pool is in our area as well, and that's now open for all you icebergers. But if you have trouble, just look in your local government area of your paper, your phone book, and find under South Sydney, and you'll find the listing of the recreation centres or the council number, and ring there and they'll put you through to someone.
Okay, to wrap it up, what would you recommend for people out there who would want to come in? I mean, what would you advertise about the rec centres that would make people want to come in?
I wouldn't push any one point. I would say that the centres are there for the general public to come in and meet the staff and discuss what sort of interest they might have, and then go from there.
Okay, what about you, Janet?
We're there to please you. Come in, drop by, introduce yourselves, say you're new. All the recreation staff would be glad to receive you and hear what you want. You can come in and do some programs there as well.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Knoc.
Okay, that was Jenny Trinca and Janet Haswell, and they've got recreation centres up there for your benefit, so come in and join. And next we'll be seeing Strive for Style, which is a tape about style.
It's all hip-hop culture, whether it's rapping on the mic or breaking or popping or or mixing, you know, music, turntables, you know, all that jazz, and graffiti. And I got into graffiti after like breakdancing started dying out.
They pull us over, you know, you're under arrest, we're not only making it worse for yourself, we'll bust you for all these trains.
What we're trying to achieve here is we're trying to create a new industry for young boys who were once looked on as illegal artists.
Yeah.
And trying to create a new business for them, a new concept so where corporate sponsors could sponsor them.
Graffiti itself is not art, as the bloke says on, you know, Star Wars, whatever. Like, graffiti needs to scratch onto a surface, but we're not doing graffiti, we're painting murals. Of course it's art, you know. But, you know, painting is art, as far as I'm concerned. Scribbling your name somewhere, that's graffiti, but painting, oh well, that's art, that's real art. It is. Do you know what, I agree. Tell us about the different styles of graffiti.
Sure can. You got your bubble letter, that's like public style readable letters. Basically cut it in one colour, you can do them as many colours as you want. Then you got your semi-wall style or public style, which is more squarer and readable, you can read that. And you got your wall style, which is all complicated stuff, you know, your own design or whatever it is. That's unreadable, forget it, no chance reading it, but it's good, it's art, it's abstract.
Carlos here, A-list legend.
When I'm out there doing my artwork and I'm getting paid for it, it's something I enjoy, just like any other artist, like whether it's to do with film or canvas work or whatever. And I wouldn't call it graffiti, I'll call it aerosol art because I'll be doing canvases with, you know, using aerosol, but also mixed medias, you know, all sorts of stuff, like so incorporating other...
Paint, whatever.
Whatever, yeah, just anything...
Gouache, acrylic, whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, it's great, yeah.
Council works with us as youth and stuff like that, and it all ties together, sort of a theme sort of thing, and so they get into it and stuff.
And do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's good. It's because when you're working with the council, you get to put your art somewhere that you wouldn't have that chance if, you know, you were just to go out and do it somewhere. So. If you look at something like this, well, you just can't see it as vandalism. I can't anyway. I had a piece at the pub around the corner yesterday. Zetland Hotel. We did a piece at Bondi on the promenade there not long ago, a couple of weeks ago. I've done heaps of pieces all over the place. Not as many canvases as our wall murals, but yeah, we sell a few canvases and things like that. Starting to get the recognition and people accepting our art more, so and getting us more jobs, so we're starting to move up and get something started.
When I left high school in '84, that's when all the rap music and Beat Street and everything come out, and we started, getting into dancing and going to the clubs and meeting these people. Then we got we got into that art and just progressed from then on. So, even when I was in the trains, I knew that I'd end up somewhere eventually, because it didn't get accepted then. Now it's accepted. Because it wasn't accepted, we're doing it legally. That was in about '87. Now, the last 18 months, we're getting a lot more accepted. There's exhibitions and people appreciate it more. And then that's why we do it legally.
So here we have a female graffiti artist. First time Australian female graffiti artist representing the Graffiti Hall of Fame. Hello, my name is Carlos. What is yours?
Nicole.
How long have you been doing graffiti for?
Not long. About 2 years. Just hanging around,
Are there any other girls involved with graffiti art or aerosol art?
Yeah, there's a few.
Can you name us a few, or?
Well, one of my best friends, Charlene, is into it. She's been into it for heaps.
I hear you got a canvas in some art gallery. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, I did a canvas for the Pump Up the Can. It's going around Australia. So, had to put my can to work.
I'm just conveying a message like everyone else here.
Boyfriend phoned up and said he was feeling lonely and depressed too, so why didn't he come over? So he did, and he ended up staying the night.
Do you have the same communication problems with him as you're having with Kevin?
No. Aldo loves nylon sheets. He says the static electricity makes it feel extra good when he comes.
Why did you decide to break up with him?
Well, we weren't compatible. He's allergic to dust and I've got seagrass matting.
Aldo Morelli is 22 and has been in the fire brigade for 3 years. He and Gail were together for 8 months.
Gail's a very special person. She helped me a lot during a pretty difficult time in my life. I had some serious personal problems with the car. I was very depressed about the suspension. Hello? Here we go.
You, move it now. Yep. Out.
So in the end, I had to sell the bloody thing. I couldn't have got through it without Gail. Early on, anyway. That's what I wanted to tell her last night.
Why did she break up with you?
She kept nagging me to put on them rubber things.
Condoms?
Grommets on the shock absorbers. Waste of time, they trap the dust. She might have mentioned condoms a couple of times. They're a waste of time too, as far as I'm concerned.
Why do you feel that?
Well, all this AIDS business, the way I look at it, we've all got to go sometime, right? I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. That's my philosophy. When your time's up, your time's up.
If that's your philosophy, why are you taking such elaborate precautions with all this protective clothing?
There's a bit of a difference between having your penis inside a woman and having it in a physically overpowering, intensively hot, and possibly explosive situation. Well, there was with Gail.
We're not quite sure what the problem is here yet, but these firefighters are trained to deal with a wide range of life-threatening emergency situations.
He's in here, this way.
At the location, the first sketchy details of the emergency began to emerge. A young woman had rung the fire brigade when her date for the evening had got himself into physical difficulties.
Well, we were fooling around and Thomas got an erection and he wanted to put it inside me and I said no.
It's okay, it's gone now.
He said that if he didn't come inside me, he wouldn't be able to sleep tonight.
Honest, I'm fine.
Last he said he could be permanently damaged physically.
I meant mentally.
Then when he started telling me that his balls could drop off, I started to get worried.
Well, I only said they might.
Well, you see, he said that I had a responsibility to do something about it, so I did. I rang 000 and I actually wanted an ambulance, but when I told the operator that Thomas was worried about having a spill, she thought I meant hazardous chemicals.
Why didn't you masturbate, son?
Really, it's fine, thanks.
Oh, I offered to do it for him, but he said it had to be inside me or he wouldn't be able to do the geography assignment.
Unit 36 to base.
Go ahead, 36.
Situation under control. No sign of a chemical spill, but we do have a bullshit artist.
Message understood.
9:15. This must have been extremely traumatic for you.
Yes, it is. You see, I really like Thomas, so when he gave me that old line about the geography assignment, I felt sick in the stomach.
So you panicked and grabbed for the phone?
Panicked? No. I decided to teach him a lesson.
Anything else I can do?
We didn't have much sex education at home.
Did you ask your father where babies come from?
Yeah, he said Woolies.
What about changes that were happening to your own body? Did anyone explain those?
Well, when I was 12, I woke up one morning and my thing was all stiff and I didn't know why. So I asked my mum. She said a mosquito had bitten it. So every night I rubbed insect repellent on it, but didn't work. Got stiff almost straight away.
But you now know why that was.
Well, yeah, I must have been allergic to the repellent.
The next time you're with Kathy and she doesn't want to have intercourse, do you think you'll have a better idea of what else you could do instead?
I'm getting a book.
A sex manual?
No, a Stephen King book to read instead. That's if I see her again. I think she's going out with one of the firefighters.
Well, it was a disaster. Well, it was great at first. I told him that I didn't want to rush into bonking, so we did all sorts of other stuff.
What sorts of other stuff?
Well, we gave each other a great massage and then we rubbed each other off and we said exciting things to each other. And I told him how sometimes I like to have a sense of urgency in lovemaking, and, well, being in the fire brigade, he was really good at that. And so he pretended that I was trapped at the bottom of a lift well in a half-demolished Bond store, and flames were advancing on all sides, and the only way he could get me out of there was to completely relax my lower body. It was great.
And then what happened?
Oh, well, same old problem. The next day he decided it was time to have intercourse, and, well, I decided that I would, but he said that he didn't want to use a condom, said it'd make him feel less of a man.
What did you do?
Well, I lost my temper, I'm afraid. I told him that in that case he'd be feeling less of a woman and booted him out.
How did you feel after you'd done that?
Okay, except afterwards I thought, you know, perhaps I should have talked it through with him, like explained why it was important to me and given him a chance to respond, and then booted him out. I mean, why do people have this thing about condoms?
People won't feel comfortable about condoms until they're advertised more widely, more frequently and more imaginatively. It's as simple as that.
And why aren't they advertised more widely, more frequently and more imaginatively?
Don't ask me. Ask the TV stations. Ask the advertisers. I've got the best creative condom team in Australia out there. If our concepts for selling condoms ever reach the screen, they'll win so many awards, I'd have to sack a couple of account executives just to fit them all in. Show you an example.
Oh, what? In the cupboard, David.
How was your first night with Amanda Webster, son?
Oh, she's a health nut.
So?
So, I had to use a condom, didn't I?
The things we do.
Very funny.
I didn't think you'd use a condom for anyone, David.
Mum, Amanda Webster is not just anyone.
David! Hurry up!
Condoms. If you don't tell them they're healthy, they'll use them by the boxful.
That's a world-class ad. The client wouldn't use it.
Why not?
Another agency had exactly the same idea at exactly the same time for a breakfast cereal. We suggested combining the two, putting a condom in each box of cereal as a free gift, but they wouldn't be in it.
Have you made any others?
Exactly the same problem with our Oh What a Feeling campaign. The guys wearing condoms jumping into the air, and the You Ought to Be Congratulated campaign. Tragic. Do you know how much margarine that concept sold? That could have been condoms.
So what kinds of condom commercials are TV stations and advertisers putting to air?
I'll show you.
Good evening and welcome to The Pump. My name is Joshua Bodini. I'm a registered fitness leader and also I'm a personal dietitian for those people who are seeking a weight training program and would either like gains or losses in their body weight. Tonight I will introduce to you the lifestyle of a bodybuilder, and this is obviously, you haven't seen this being my first program. I'd like to go through the basic exercises that that a beginner bodybuilder will be. A beginner bodybuilder will have to go through to get basically first thing that you'd want to be doing is to gain mass and size with your weight training. Sitting beside me today is my training partner and also and my assistant for tonight, who will go through some of the exercises we will be going through tonight. We're going to be concentrating tonight, being the first show, to leave things open for the next few nights. Just going through on chest and triceps, and then we'll follow on with the other 7 muscle groups, that being the back, biceps, shoulders, quads, hamstrings, calves, and of course the abdominals. Also, I'll be introducing you to some nutrition tips, going through types of foods for what benefit they will be used in your time while you're training. Okay, well, with no further ado, I'd like to move on to our basic exercises that we do in the gym, concentrating mainly on the chest area first up. The chest area. Obviously everyone knows they're here, they're known as the pectoral muscles. There are 3 sections, you've got the lower, the middle and the upper. Here we're doing the old and the most known exercise known as the bench press. This works the majority of the pectoral area and the chest, also the front of the shoulder and the front deltoid. As you can see here, Jacent just nice and easily lowers the weight to his chest, then raises. Also, you must remember to breathe out as you push the weight up, breathe in as you lower it. Must also concentrate and think of blowing the weight up. By thinking you're blowing the weight up, you take your mind off the actual stresses you're putting through it, and then you can also focus. You must focus on the muscle you want to achieve the full repetition from being the chest. Of course, we're limited here with our equipment, but there are other exercises we do for the chest. They are the incline, which will have a bench that is slightly inclined, like so, to work that upper chest area, and decline to work the lower chest area. Now we move on to dumbbell flies, which are a good mass exercise and also a good shaping exercise because they affect the outer and the inner of the pectoral muscle, which allows a great stretch and a great pump for those muscles. Remember always to concentrate on the muscle you want to work, and that is the chest area, and the chest should be concentrated on as the muscle doing the work. Remember always to breathe out as you raise the weight and in as you lower it. This reduces any stresses on the rest of your body and it lets you again concentrate on the muscle you want to work. Okay. Of course, again, this can be done on the incline and decline as well to emphasize on the upper and lower areas of the chest region. Other exercises there are of course the dip, which is for the lower pectoral muscles. I can't really show you it here, but what you do is hold on to 2 parallel bars with your hands like this, similar to being like this. Just hold that for a minute. I could probably show you actually like this, and you lower, remembering to concentrate on the muscle you are doing. I'm going to stop this because the chair is going to break. And of course, we might have all seen on TV or who have been into a gym, the pec deck. Pec deck is often seen as the machine where we have 2 pads either side of our arms and we squeeze. This emphasises on the inner pecs, the inner chest, and brings out that more fuller look to a larger pectoral. And the cable crossover, which is quite difficult to demonstrate here, but however we can give you some impression. It's also for the inner pectorals, as we are bringing our hands together with the cable apparatus, lifting the weight, and as we bring it together, we're concentrating again on the chest, doing the work, and bringing it in closer to the centre, and bringing out that centre of your chest area. Well, that is about all on the chest area that I can tell you from here. The chest, you must remember, is a large body part, but the smallest of the large body parts. By that, it has to be also concentrated on by the amount of sets you would exercise your chest with through a range of different exercises to get different movement, more muscle fibers in that muscle to react to your workout. With this being a smaller of a muscle groups, you must restrict your sets to no more than 12 sets per workout. And for a very new bodybuilder, very much a novice beginner, I would suggest only 9 sets to start with. And also, when you're starting, to only train at least 3 times a week. Train each muscle group twice a week. That's also sets. When doing a set, I like to use a pyramid setting program whereby I start off with a range of 15 repetitions on a warm-up set, or maybe 2 warm-up sets, then followed by a declining set of 12, 10 and 8 repetitions, with increasing the weight as we go along. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, now we move on to the tricep. The tricep is the muscle at the back of the arm. We are showing this today because while we were training our chest, the tricep was taking a lot of the work. So therefore, the tricep is a good minor muscle to work with your chest workout, because it is already warmed up and flexible for hard weights. Now, Jacent here is showing you the dumbbell extension. This is a good mass building exercise and works the total tricep area, bringing out a much needed horseshoe shape. That's what we're looking for. Very dense. There we go. It's a basic one. I'm unable to show you the next major training exercise. It's to do on a cable apparatus, and whereby you have a straight bar. You can never hold your hands in close, shoulder width, or even out wide, to emphasize on different regions of the tricep. And by that, you then, from your nose, you push down, not using any shoulder, keeping your elbows as locked in to your body as possible, and push down. This will work your whole tricep and get a good pump in the top part of your tricep. Another exercise. This is more for shape, using a lighter weight and more repetitions. We can stretch the tricep more by bringing it single-handedly behind the head, and by doing it with more repetitions, we go for what is known as the burn, which is like the pain barrier that dignifies from what makes a champion or a bodybuilder than what wouldn't. Going through this pain barrier for the extra repetition, so forth, is what actually makes the muscle grow. Thank you. Also, We can also use the dip, like I showed you for the chest. However, like I was saying before, we must concentrate on what muscle we want to be working when doing the dip for the tricep, of course. Concentrate on the tricep. I must stress to any beginning novice bodybuilder that the weight you're using is not the important part. The important thing is the form and the way you carry out the motion of the exercise. By going too far, using too much weight or not using correct form, then you first of all don't achieve what you want to achieve in the gym. Your workouts will not be worth any of your efforts. You could also injure yourself, and that is the main thing that you don't want, because with an injury you miss training time, and without training time you don't grow. Okay, now we move on to a few little tips about nutrition. I'll just briefly go through the types of things you should be eating. They are proteins and carbohydrates. Proteins are what make up the muscles. And most proteins can be found in red meats, of course lean cuts, chicken or poultry, fish, and of course, and in egg whites. Note I said egg whites because the yolk of an egg contains much high cholesterol and calories and fat, and will deplete on your achievements.
This man eats 10 egg whites a day too, mind you. Anyway.
Well, thank you. With fish, I recommend tuna, and when you're cooking chicken, I recommend to skin the chicken before cooking. Also, you might have heard something if you're an active weights trainer about amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, and proteins are the building blocks of muscles. So if your protein intake is insufficient, purchasing some amino acids from your local health food store could come in very handy. But what makes the muscle work are carbohydrates, which produce our energy for our body. Carbohydrates come in two forms, simple and complex. The ones we are looking for are the complex carbohydrates. They are slow releasing into your system for a long duration of energy for your long workouts. These foods consist of rice, pasta, bread, cereal, most fruit and veg, especially potatoes and bananas. Of course, we have some simple carbohydrates which should be used, but concentrate on their importance and their significance towards amount to be used for calories, which are the way we measure energy for our body. A main simple carbohydrate that I use because of its way it is digested through the body is honey. I avoid basically any sugars or processed sugary foods. Finally, there are fats in your diet. Fats, of course, should be kept to a minimum. Always, like I said, lean red meat, cuts, skin-free chicken, so on. Fats are what destroy everything you are trying to achieve. You are trying to go for muscularity and symmetry, and you can't flex fat. Finally, the most important nutrient you have in your diet is water. Water helps cleanse your digestive system and mobilize fat for extra cut definition. I'd just like to sum up for tonight and stress to you the points of your training. They are not to go too heavy and lose form. To always remember, form is the key to any exercise routine. Also, the main thing you have to work while you're training is not just your body, and that is your mind. Your mind is your key to your focus. With your focus, you can control the rest of your body, and of course control the muscle that you're using, as I said, while training and working out. Finally, I'm not saying I don't want to be a martyr and push any health story onto you about someone being so pure and so clean from drugs or alcohol or any form of stimulant such as steroids or anything like that. Of course, you should be up to your own better judgment in understanding the pros and cons of all of these substances, and know the consequences of use and abuse of all of these. And I'd just like to thank you all for listening for tonight, and hopefully in a couple of weeks' time I can bring you another show, go further on. Our next show could consist of working the back and the biceps. So I thank you for tonight, and like Arnold said, I'll be back.
Good luck with your training.
Homophobia in our community is simply the fear of homosexuals and lesbians. It's an irrational fear based not on necessarily an experience or any logic. It is an irrational fear that people have that because people are lesbians and gays, they're different and they should be treated differently.
An irrational hatred of someone who's homosexual.
They mightn't like blacks, or they mightn't like people that are from a Greek background and they don't like fags. And they're the same sort of people generally. You know, they just sort of hate or dislike people because they're different.
I don't know that it is something associated with puberty in young men just not knowing their strength. I more suspect that it is young men not knowing when to stop. Young men, because of peer group pressure, getting caught up in a frenzied activity that can result in death, and has, in I think the last 18 months in Sydney, resulted in 9 deaths, which is just horrifying.
You get some bashings happening from one person on their own doing it. And that person will tend to be older, you know, like 20, 25 say. Otherwise, you know, two people. When you get the bigger groups, like between say 3 and 8, they tend to be younger. So the younger the people doing it, the more of them doing it, like kids bashing groups.
So young people, in a sense, see themselves like moral ambassadors. You know, it's okay to bash a poofter because what poofters doing is wrong. But people grow out of that attitude. Bashers generally are cowards. Like, in most attacks, it's like 4 people or more attacking one person. Now, logic tells you, like, if you need 4 people attacking one person, the 4 people can't be very brave.
Education needs to focus on the issue of the fact that homosexuals and lesbians are members of our community, normal members of our community that have rights like everyone else. And simply because they have sexual preferences that they do does not mean that they should be denied those rights or thereby treated less favorably than other members in our society. They're people first.
Gays are child molesters, gays are perverts, gays do this, gays do that, all that sort of stuff. It's like that people talk about in the playground, and where the education department should be talking about homosexuality in a factual way, it wasn't doing that.
There's a real problem in silence, as I said earlier, that there's so much, when you have the Department of Education, which won't even use the words gay and lesbian in schools or in any school materials, then it's very easy for people to think that it's okay to go and bash a gay.
People are taught not to be racist, you know what I mean? But we know people are still racist and all that sort of stuff, but people aren't taught to not be homophobic. And of course, and like the education department had this view that if you start talking about homosexuality, then what you're doing is encouraging people to be gay, which is really silly. You can't encourage someone to be what they're not. And they've finally come around to accept that position. And what the education department has agreed to do, they will now start teaching homophobia and homosexuality as part of the personal development and physical education courses.
Anyone who's a victim of a violent crime is entitled to compensation, victim's compensation. And what that means is if they've reported the matter to police and cooperated with police, then they're entitled to compensation for their injuries. And that includes their emotional injury. And if after that the police find the offender who did it, that person will be made to pay that money. Most of those kids are likely to do some time in jail or in a juvenile institution.
Hi, this is Film Forum again.
Feel those biceps burn.
I can't do it.
That'd be right. Look, one finger.
Look.
This one.
Aren't you, Erin? You were just too tough, man. I don't care. These weights, you know, I'm a brains person. I'm not a muscle person. You know, like if there was a
All
war,
brawn, no brain.
I'd be the general, you know, I wouldn't have to fight. Anyway, this is Film Forum for another week. This is Erin.
Feel good now.
I'm Dov. And we're back. And this week we've got lots of things to talk about. First of all, we'd like to issue a challenge to the two, you know, muscle building guys or whatever,
pump.
just before. We'd like to take you on, you know, outside after the show.
Anytime.
Anytime, any place. Anyway,
You're going
back
down.
to the movies. Back to the movies. This week we've seen 2 features which are on at the movies at the moment. We've seen 2 videos. And we've got our $11 classic plus some tragic film news.
Yes.
But we won't reveal it yet. Firstly, the movies. What did we see today? This week. You saw Last Days of Chez-Nous this week, Erin. Did you not?
I did.
What did you think of it? Tell us. Tell
Last Days of Chez-Nous is the new film from Gillian Armstrong, one of Australia's best directors. It's a simple, straightforward story set in a terrace house in Glebe, just about a group of people and how they relate to each other and sort of an eventual tragedy which sort of splits up the house, which is why it's called The Last Days of Chez Nous. It's
Why
not
the
an
title?
arty foreign film.
Why the title? What's Chez Nous?
It means our house.
Oh, really? Okay, but the title is very sort of, you know.
Well, it's the
French,
last.
yeah.
Well, that's what happens towards the end. Is that the house, which starts off as a very happy house, happy household, ends up
Really?
disintegrating. Yeah, so that's where the title comes.
Well directed.
Extremely well directed by Gillian.
I'm a
Armstrong.
big fan personally of Gillian. High Tide she made, Starstruck. Then she went to America and made Mrs. Soulful. Before that she made My Brilliant Career and all that. What's the Lollies, Pops and things? She made a documentary very much like the 7 Up, 28 Up, 35 Up or whatever series that Michael Apted directed in England. She made about Australian girls, and this was like her start.
What's
sort
it,
of thing.
Bingo,
Bride.
Braces and Bridesmaids.
That's it, and there's another sequel when they get older and all that. Yeah, very interesting stuff.
Very good.
And yeah, and High Tide, one of my favourite films. And then she went to America, made Mrs. Soulful and Fires Within, which was
Straight to video,
total flop sort of thing. And yeah, now she's come back with The Last Days of Chez Nous, which obviously she's got more control with because, you know, it's in Australia and she's got a lot of flack in Australia. Not a flack, she's got a lot of power in
A
Australia.
lot of respect in Australia.
For sure.
She's one of the best film directors in Australia.
I think so for sure. Next to Fred Skepsy, you know, I think she's up there because I really like High Tide, yeah. And the acting's quite good.
Acting from, who's in it? Lisa Harrow, Kerry Fox, who was in An Angel at My Table, Bruno Gans, this one.
That one.
Bruno Gans and Miranda Otto, who's also a great new actress who's going through. The acting is actually it's that sort of film where there's no real plot. It's just a group of characters and how they relate. It's a real actors film, and everyone in it's fantastic.
So the opposite of Universal Soldier, you could say.
Yeah.
You know, like not an action film or anything.
Not an action film, not
at
much
all.
action at all.
And I've heard a lot of things like it's an adults film, you know, it's a film made for adults, which I don't know if that's a really thing to comment about.
That's just the pathetic sort of statement made by someone that thinks all children are idiots, and I find that particularly.
I thought, you know, like what kind of film is made for adults, you know?
I always think when people say it's an adult film, I always think of a porno. So
it's R-rated, you know, with lots of blood and
yeah.
sex and guts. And,
but I mean, adults could like it, children could like it too. It's just
good
a good
film.
film.
How much would you give it, Erin?
Out of $11, how much would I want to pay for this film?
How much would you want to pay?
$8?
$8, that's quite a good score. Actually, I haven't seen it, but it was one of the films I really wanted to see this week.
I think you
I
should
didn't
catch
have
up
time.
with it if you can.
I sure
It's
will,
great.
I think.
It's really good.
Certainly. And the other film this week is a film that you've probably seen on so many bus stops that it's not funny. The posters anyway, Single White Female. I was looking forward to this one, saw a lot of previews for it, you know, the stars attracted me, everything attracted me. Then I saw the film. It starts off really well, you know, you're going through it, it's about like 100 minutes, yeah? You know?
100 minutes too long.
Yeah. It's about 100 minutes, 60 minutes through it, you're sitting there going, okay, this is good, this is good. Then 40 minutes after that, 60 minutes, and you just think, God, what has happened, you know? Like, the film just goes downhill. Basically what it's about is a girl, played by Bridget Fonda, who's about to be married, splits up with a beau because he's been sleeping around with his old wife, ex-wife, and she chucks him out. She needs a flatmate because she hates being alone, and she gets Jennifer Jason Leigh, you know, and she at first looks like the perfect flatmate, but what ends up happening is that she turns into a nightmare, a bit of a devil sort of person, you know, and
Psychos are
Psycho,
us.
yeah, it's very much a formula thriller in the end. That's what really happens. At first you think, okay, this could be interesting, you know, there's a bit of intellectual things going on, there's a lot of atmosphere, a lot of this, a lot of that, and at the end it's just your basic thriller, Fatal Attraction, rip-off sort of thing, you know, and I don't know, it'll be a big hit, but I don't sort of, you know, give it the good thumbs up because don't say it. Erin, what did you think?
I thought it was complete garbage.
Garbage as well?
I thought it was absolute crap.
Yeah.
I agree
Didn't
with you.
like the acting?
I thought the acting was I agree with you. I think that it started off, for not the first half, but the first, you know, to begin with, I thought it was good. It was different, a little strange. I thought the acting was good, but once they let Jennifer Jason Leigh loose with all her stupid facial expressions and all the things she's borrowed from every Psycho movie she's ever seen, it just turns into complete rubbish.
She's quite a good actress. I like her.
She's like one of my favourite actresses. That's what disappointed me about this film so much, was that I thought it looked good. I really like both actresses, but the last half of the film just is completely ridiculous.
It is, isn't it? You know, it's just stupid.
I mean,
it's all this, you know, whammy stuff and, you know, coming out of nowhere, the hook and, you know, like, it's basically turns out to be like, I don't know, what can you call it?
The extended climax, the climax goes on for way too long.
And never a suspenseful moment in that climax.
I was not scared for a minute of
Yeah,
this.
I'll give a score for it first. I didn't really enjoy it. I think Erin hated it more than I did.
Yeah, I did.
But I'd give it
pretty appalling.
$7, $6.56. You know, it's okay, as I said, for the first 60 minutes. You know, you walk out after 60 minutes, you could call it an $11 classic, you know.
Oh, I don't think so.
But then you stick around for the next 40 minutes and you go,
yeah, it's
$6.50.
Pretty disappointing film experience. It was one film that I was really looking forward to seeing, actually, and when I saw it, I was bitterly disappointed. I spewed.
Yeah.
I wanted my money back.
We saw it for $5.
We did.
At the Ritz at Randwick.
Ripped off.
Yeah, a bit of advertisement there for the Ritz. Not a bad cinema, you know, like it's
Good
old
cinema.
style, you know,
Good
quite a
style
good
cinema.
system, you know, the sound's
It's cheap.
good and everything.
It's
yeah.
cheap.
And it's $5 for everyone.
If you think a film's going to be crap, go and see it there. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
only $5.
Yeah. So how much would you give it, Erin?
Wait a minute. 4?
4 out of 11
Yeah.
out of 5, probably a 1 or something. Yeah. Anyway,
It's not.
We don't recommend this film.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
Bit of a bad film.
Go and see
What?
Universal Soldier.
Patriot Games. Yeah, Universal Soldier is even better than this film. So for the action anyway.
Yeah.
However little of it there is. What else? Film news. Let's talk about film news for a second. Anthony Perkins died last week, or something like that. And then guess who died? Denham Elliott. Woo! I'm not saying that it's good or anything. No, it's just like because I got confused with Anthony Perkins there for a second. I was thinking, God, am I going to get this name out? Yeah, but Denham Elliott is dead. A veteran of many films. You've probably seen him so many times. And some of you probably didn't even know who he was.
Kind of the actor where you know the face but not the name.
Yeah.
He's never the lead actor, but he's made a stack of films.
Yeah,
most of them
classic
really good
films.
too.
Yeah. Like always playing the bit part sort of thing. You know, probably a lot of you would remember him from Trading Places, where he played the sort of butler guy of Judge Dan Aykroyd. I always get Judge Reinhold and Dan Aykroyd mixed up because the names they're very similar.
Oh yeah, it's a problem I have as well.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, there you go. Well, he played Dan Aykroyd's butler. And then Eddie Murphy's butler.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure you've all seen it, and Denham's in it. Now, he died again of an AIDS-related disease.
Tuberculosis.
Which is a shame, I think, you know. I think it's the risque lifestyle of Hollywood, you know, the orgies and the, you know, sleeping around stuff. I don't like...
You don't condone it?
Not at all, no.
You're not amused?
I don't think it's funny, mate.
Put your foot down?
I bet you they're still doing it. They don't treat this whole AIDS thing seriously enough. Seriously, guys out there, you know. AIDS is a serious disease. You should.
If it's not on,
wear
it's
a
just
rubber
not on.
or die. Yeah, if it's not on, it's just not on.
You're treating a very serious subject with it.
No, well, you know, this show is quite fun most of the time, and we like to get a bit of humour in it. But take me seriously. Watch out for AIDS, because it's gotten like 2 major stars in the last 2 weeks or something, you know. And you're not exempt. So there you go. And yeah, so it's a shame Denham's dead. Won't see him in any more bit part. Doesn't matter. It wasn't funny, and you shouldn't be laughing.
I'm not
at
laughing.
man's
You're
death.
the one that's laughing.
I am not.
I don't think it's funny at all.
Anyway, let's go on with our show. The 2 videos we've seen this week one is Spotswood, which is a new Australian film. We're having a bit of an Australian show today.
Australian theme tonight.
Yeah, there's
should have worn our Akubra hats.
Yeah, I was gonna, but I don't own one.
I do.
Do you?
Oh, dry as a bone.
Dry as a bone, as well. You should have worn it. It'd suit you.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I going to say? Spotswood. Let's talk about Spotswood first, because the next film we're going to review, we're going to pan. I'm just warning you. Yeah, Spotswood came out on video this week, and I was really looking forward to this film because I missed it when it was on at the movies, and I usually try and catch up with the Australian films, but I don't know why I didn't see this one. Anyway, I was looking forward to it, and I wasn't disappointed. It's basically what it's about is Anthony Hopkins plays this economics. What is he? He improves businesses basically.
He streamlines businesses.
Yeah, he makes them go the right way or whatever. You know, fire a few people here, fire a few people there.
Profit effective.
Yeah, and he's hired by this moccasin factory called Balls, which is quite funny. You know, like you see this shot of him walking into there, and then it's pan up to a sign that says Balls. You know,
Balls moccasins.
Balls moccasins, and they sell moccasins, and the owner thinks it's it's this hip thing, moccasins, but we of course know that it's just terribly no one's buying it. It's totally out of fashion. And in this factory are employed quite a number of people, and very nice characters they are, you know. And Anthony Hopkins brings down the news. He says, you got to fire a few people because they're treating you as a joke. And
you're not making money.
You're not making money. Ben Mendelsohn's one of the workers there. He falls in love with this girl. Russell Crowe's in this as well, playing the baddie. And Daniel Wiley, a personal friend of mine. We should have got him on the show. We should have, but he would have said
fame.
Yeah, I know him. He's in this film and he plays the sort of larrikin guy. Anyway, if I asked him to go on the show, he probably wouldn't. So he's a bad actor. I don't like him. And yeah, but honestly, he's okay. And yeah, good reason to see the film actually. It's very funny, very heartwarming, not too long. $3.50 out of $4. I liked it very much. What did you think?
I thought it was great. I saw it at the movies. I got to see it at the movies, and I thought this was great. Like another one of those Australian films. It's just so good. After Proof, Death in Brunswick, a number of other films, and this one just continued in, you know, being a really, really good film, really good Australian film. I liked it.
Like it's on the lines of Death in Brunswick in terms of the good feel sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, it's funny and warm and really, really enjoyable. I think more than anything else. Yeah, you just enjoy this film.
I think Australian cinema should stick to this kind of film, you know, the sort of downbeat, not downbeat, the sort
of
low-key sort of stuff. Yeah. And it really works because, you know, they're not trying to be too ambitious. They're not trying to be like Hollywood, and that's right. That's really good. How would you score it down?
Out of $4?
$4, yeah.
Oh, I'd go like $3.90.
$3.90.
Yeah, I
really
really liked it.
Good to see. It's good to see another good Australian film along. You know, we've got Strictly Ballroom. We've got The Last Days of Shane New. Now we've got Spotswood.
We're fully supporting Australian cinema.
We urge you to go and see as many Australian films as you can this year.
Buy Australian made.
Buy Australian made, that's right. Be Australian, buy Australian. And I'm gonna copyright that phrase. Did I make it up? Have you heard that phrase
No,
before?
I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, I might have to ring copyright tomorrow and say,
knocked my socks
be
off.
Australian, buy Australian.
Good man.
I've got those socks that rise, you know, instead
Computer
of
socks?
computer socks. So mine are knocked off.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, back to video reviews. Another video we caught up when we saw it at the movies, but now it's come out on video, and trust us, we did not see it on video again. Erin, would you like to tell the audience about Shattered?
3 words. Or is it 4? It's 4 words. Avoid at all costs.
Yeah.
This film is just so bad.
Yeah, I agree.
This is hysterical. We saw this at the movies with a free pass, and I was really happy we used a free pass. This film is so bad. It's got a really good cast though. It's got some incredibly attractive women in it. Greta Skarkey and Joanne Whalley-Kilmer are in it. Tom Berenger, Bob Hoskins doing an American accent.
I hear you've got a bit of a crush on Joanne, Erin, but she's a taken woman.
Oh, well.
Val Kilmer, mate, by one of your biggest fans, the guy who played
Jim Morrison
in The Doors.
The Doors.
No wonder she's going out with him. I mean,
he's a pretty cool bloke.
Yeah, to play Jim and everything, yeah.
But top movie, The Doors.
Yeah, but besides
next week, $11 classic.
I do not think so. I think Erin is totally above his head here, you know. Hey, what does the sign say?
The Doors.
The Doors.
Let's
move away. I just think, you know, we should both like the $11 classic for it to be an $11 classic. And if I don't agree, then, you know, it just doesn't work. You know, if I came along, and one of my favourite films is actually Everybody's All American, right? And Erin hates this film, and I every week I'm on my knees saying, can we have this as $11 classic? Please, please, and he won't let me. So, you know, The Doors gets the brush as well.
So bad.
It's not. Everybody's All American stars Dennis Quaid.
Hey, you're doing
Jessica
it.
Lange. Okay, go. Talk about Shattered. Let's go on with Shattered.
Okay. It stars Tom Berenger, Greta Skarkey, Joanne Whalley-Kilmer, Bob Hoskins. What's that guy from LA Law?
Corbin Bernsen.
Becker. Yeah, Corbin Bernsen. So it's got a really big cast, and it's a story about a guy who's injured severely in a car accident and comes out of plastic surgery and then has some serious doubts about who he really is.
Yeah.
So he hires this really cliched, stupid private detective to dig around in his past and discover who he is. And then we're treated to one of the most moronic endings in a film I've ever seen. I think this ending, as you said earlier tonight, looks like something out of Scooby-Doo.
That's what it is, you know, after seeing Wayne's World, you know, I think that they'd seen Shattered and they said, oh, that'd be funny, it's a Scooby-Doo ending, so let's make a joke out of it, because this film is a joke.
Like, when you see the reason of who he is and that,
it doesn't work, does it?
It's pick yourself up off the floor time, because it's pretty funny.
It's not shocking or anything, you know, which is that's what it's attempting to do. It's, you know, it's trying to shock, but dumb. Dumb. But I thought Bob Hoskins was good. Bob Hoskins was like a good detective.
Yeah, Bob was okay, but I thought the film was so bad that it was hard to detect any goodness in it at all, except for Joanne.
Especially at the end. Like, this is two movies that we've sort of seen this week that have both failed us at the end.
Fallen apart. Well, this one was bad from the start, but Single White Female started off well.
I didn't think it was that bad, you know, like the whole smashing windows and stuff, you know, there was a good visual feel to the film.
Basically it was pretty crappy right from the word go.
What would you score it as, Erin?
Oh, 0.
0? I'd give it...
maybe I'd give it a buck for Joanne and Greta.
That's true, isn't it? I mean, you know, star of the player, old Greta. A Randwick resident, where I live. Often see her on the street, often knocking on my door saying, can I be on film for him? I said,
no way. Not after Shattered.
She'd probably want to take her clothes off or something.
She can't help herself. Does she take her clothes off in this one?
In this one?
In Shattered?
Yeah.
Does a bear shit in the woods? Is it Pope Catholic? Sorry.
What's your language?
Yeah,
This
okay.
is PG. No. And another star that we've talked about today tends to take her clothes off every movie that she's in.
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
I was going to comment about that, but I thought, no, we won't get onto this trashy material.
Exhibitionist, she is.
Yeah, she is. I mean, every film that she's in, Last Exit to Brooklyn,
Miami
Blues,
Fast Times at Ridgemont High,
she's
Flesh
always
and Blood.
lobbing it everywhere you see. And this film, of course, Single White Female, she makes no exception.
Exploitative nudity in this. I didn't like that.
There's not only, like, these are taboo sort of things, you
don't,
know, like...
Don't spoil any of the surprises, Dov.
Oh, okay.
It's bad enough as it is without telling people what
It's
happens.
the stuff you do behind closed doors that is seen in this film, and I thought that really shocked me. Well, they're not going to pick it up.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, what would you give? You gave 0.
I gave it a buck.
A buck, okay, for the girls. And I'd give it $1 as well, I'd suppose. You know, I'm not a big fan of Greta, but you know, I think the film wasn't that bad.
Bad film,
and it's done by a good director as well, which is
Peterson.
Wolfgang Peterson. Just the name, you think, what a good director. No, and the director
made The Never-Ending Story.
Never-Ending Story, which is a good film. And did he Enemy Mine and stuff? No, that's not.
Yeah,
that's
Enemy Mine and The Boat.
Anyway, let's not talk about this film because it's bad.
It's not
anyway,
worth wasting your breath on.
Exactly, you know. Time is money, and you don't pay to see this film. So.
No way.
Anyway, our $11 classic is
complete rubbish.
Guess what? I forgot the cover before I came on, so imagine this is the cover. The reason I did not do that is because last week Erin was a hoax, mate. He was just a hoax, trying to put the cover in front of my face. I thought, you know, what the hell is going on?
It wasn't fun. Pretend this is the cover.
Okay. Trying to steal the show like he always does. And you know, like, it just didn't work. I got letters from my fans saying, chuck him off the show.
But I said, stuff them all.
Yeah,
I'm glued to this chair.
Yeah, like you can pick up those weights. I can't.
Yeah, mate.
You know, so there you go. Yeah. Now I'll never mess with you, Erin. Just too tough, man. Too tough. Just put them down.
Okay.
It's a phallic thing, I think, Erin. You know, it's not big enough. Let's go on with the show. Yeah, $11 classic today. No one has brought the copy over to us. Oh, here it comes.
Here it comes. I got it first.
Okay. You can have it. Don't. It's The Shining. The Shining this week. Now, The Shining is quite an old film. What year is it? 1980 it says here, which is probably means it was made in 1979
We were 10
or something.
years old.
We were 10 years old. But I did not see this at the movies because I probably wouldn't have been let in
So
because it's M-rated. No, it's M-rated.
Is it?
Maybe when it came out, it would have been R.
It's pretty gross.
It is a pretty gross film. But that has nothing to do with how great it is. It's a great film, very suspenseful. In contrast with the two sort of thrillers we saw this week, you know, Single White Female and Shattered.
This is good.
This is good, yeah. They're not. No, this stars Jack Nicholson in one of his best performances, I think, ever. Like, it's a very archetypal sort of performance for Jack. Big word, archetypal.
That's a good one.
Thanks, man. What it means is, you know, that he basically, this is the type of role that he's really suited to, basically, I think, you know, like, he plays the sort of evil, you know, the shaking, the eyes, and everything else. And it's directed by Stanley Kubrick, who's the biggest ledge ever.
He's one of our favourites. He's a good man.
Yeah. What else has he done, Erin?
What else has he done? Stanley's directed
lots of films. 2001.
2001, Parts of Glory, Full Metal Jacket,
Clockwork Orange.
Barry Lyndon, Clockwork Orange.
We've done one of these films as an $11 classic. Full Metal Jacket. That's right,
film,
you know. So there you go.
film.
You probably know about Stanley, and I have nothing else to say basically except he's one of the biggest ledges ever to come out of cinema history, and he's just got this great feel for cinema. He can, you know, do whatever he wants. Let's have a look at a clip from that film right now. I think it's very indicative of what the film's
what the film's all about.
Great film, that one. I like that clip. I made sure I had an extended clip of that film. It's a good film, isn't it? I hope you like the clip. I bet you... Oh, just see the spit just come out of my mouth? I sure did. Anyway, yeah, like, I bet you didn't pick the red drum thing. I didn't when I was watching it. I was going, oh, murder! Ah! I was like on the floor, you know, going...
It's a very scary film.
It is, isn't it?
It's an incredibly scary film.
Well filmed, like the filming is really like creepy and, you know, it's a lot of objective stuff. For example, you've got a guy walking along a corridor, you know, and he's filming behind his back, moving along at the same pace, you know, and you're just going, oh, I bet you someone's going to jump out, you know, and kill him. And 90% of the time they do.
They do, yeah. Jack's terrifying.
He is, isn't he?
He plays, he gets possessed by a ghost in his hotel and grabs an axe and tries to kill his family. It's pretty terrifying.
As the earlier person that was doing the same job did to his family.
Yes.
So there you go. Film Forum is gone for another week.
Hold the cover up one more time.
Yeah, The Shining. So when you're at your local video shop, ask them. They probably won't have it, but you know.
No, most places do have it.
Yeah, but if they don't, you just go like this. You go. Yeah. you go like this. Yeah. They didn't pick me up, and then say, I'm going to another video shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I hate video shops that just don't stock, you know, like good stuff like The Shining.
I know.
You know, if I ever open up a video shop, Shining, Godfather 3, Godfather 2, you know, everything you ever wanted to see, it's going to be there.
That's a big promise.
Film World. Anyway, now that's another show, so let's not talk about it. Let's lead the show with doing some weights.
Yeah, okay.
with a homage to the
Arnold.
Pump and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold.
Thanks for joining us
Bill's
again.
all space burn.
See you next week. Thanks a lot.
Okay, Erin, bit of advice. Leave the pumping for the guys with the muscles. And we're going to have Jacent do a bit of pumping here to let you guys off. Bit of, you know, imagination there. You can dream whatever you want about him. We all know Isabel will. Well, anyway, how did you enjoy the show, Jacent?
I thought it was great. It was good to come on. Pleasure to come on.
Yeah. And the pump.
And
Is that the
Erin
name of the
and the
segment?
Dove and the film forum. I thought it was a great show. It was great.
Yes, well, the pump's fastly becoming my favourite show. Sorry, Film Forum.
So, Dove,
So, what do you think of CTV?
CTV, I think it's great. Do a great job down here.
That's right, it's a cool station. And next week, we're going to be having What's Burning. We're going to also have Employment, Film Forum. Of course, you know, only the fortnightly segments are good. Which reminds me, the pump is on fortnightly. Right? You're going to come on in the next 2 weeks or what?
Well, it's up to my partner, my training partner, his show. If he invites me, I'd love to come back.
Maybe we can get you to go topless so we can see the pectorials. I heard that. And next week we will be having drugs, this really new segment, Seriously Talking. Okay. And it's going to tell you about all the history and the effects of drugs. And it's going to be hosted by Sonia Mars, who I interviewed. You don't know anything about this. You just start pumping, Jacent. You just start pumping. And next week, we're going to be having back the skate show. Of course, you don't know about that. But it's going to be coming back on, and the Elliot Quiz show. And that's going to be really good, so we hope you catch you next week. Let's get some pumping going here, Jacent.
See you later.
We'll be closing the show with Jacent and his pecs. Bye.
Father, I have sinned. Try and help me, Father. Won't you let me in?